Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News, the show that may or may not be 5 minutes. Today in the news, oh my, the Activision Blizzard drama, it never seems to go away. It's hard to imagine one company seemingly caught up in every damn scandal imaginable, but here we are. According to a newly redacted copy of a lawsuit, Epic Games, yes, Fortnite Epic Games, filed a suit against Google in 2020 alleging they paid Activision Blizzard $360 million and Riot Games $30 million in order to get them to not open their own app stores. Now, Activision Blizzard's EVP of Corporate Affairs, of course, says this is completely false, saying Google never asked us, pressured us, or made us agree to not compete with Google Play, which is phenomenal corporate spin because you notice nowhere in there did it say they did not give us money. And frankly, they can't because Google flat out said they did. It's part of something that sounds so Orwellian, it of course has to be Google. Project Hug, which as far as I can tell is just a bunch of money agreements to keep developers out of Google's way. And in the case of Activision Blizzard, they paid $360 million and agreed to throw in some benefits like YouTube things and ad credits. And what's, interesting is they did all of this after Activision Blizzard said publicly they were thinking about making their own app store, and then boom, this happens. Epic's lawsuit alleges that Google knew signing with Activision effectively ensured that Activision would abandon its plans to launch a competing app store. The agreement increases prices and lowers quality of service, the lawsuit added. Among others that signed with Google as of July were game makers Nintendo, Ubisoft, the app that sponsors the Cox and Crendor podcast, Calm, and education app company Age of Learning, according to the court papers. Now, if you're wondering, Jesse, why? Why is Epic suing Google? Well, the answer's pretty simple. It's the same reason they were suing Apple. Basically, Fortnite was on the Google Play Store, and then Google was like, well, you're not monetizing our way, or that, all that stuff, corporate money stuff. And they left both the Apple Store and Google Play, and now this whole kerfuffle over, well, all the competition seems to have vanished. I wonder why. Oh, it's because they're paying people, that kind of thing. And so Epic is just, I think, trying to make a point more than make any money or win any of these cases, which I don't know if they will. Meanwhile, in the world of Pokemon, despite its many flaws, the new game is doing quite well. The launch of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet has been pretty big, but in the UK, it has been huge. It is the second biggest Pokemon game of all time, and its box sales are higher than FIFA 23, which was the highest box sales up until now. It's only second behind Sun and Moon, because, as I think GamesIndustry.biz says correctly, because that game was riding off the hype of Pokemon Go. Scarlet and Violet's first week sales are 25% bigger than the previous new generation Pokemon release, Sword and Shield, which launched on Switch in November 2019. It's also 70% bigger than last year's Diamond and Pearl remakes, and 56% bigger than January's Pokemon Legends Arceus, or whatever. And all of this is despite the bugs, and the frame rate issues, and some of the truly awful graphical problems. And yeah, that is leading to a lot of people with a lot of complaints about Game Freak and how they make games, which is fair, but I'm curious, how is that all going to work out in the long term? Do you think Game Freak is going to make a lot of changes? Like, when people got mad at Cyberpunk for its bad launch, CDP went above and beyond to make it better, even when people were still shitting on them. Will Game Freak do the same? Does anyone really care about Pokemon like that? Does it even affect the next game in any way? Does this game's problems determine whether you would buy the next game? I just figured I'd ask. I would love to know what you think. I'm sure we all have opinions on this. I would love to see yours in the comments below. Speaking of future games, let's talk about some new releases for this week. Tomorrow, the game that streamer you definitely watch for just the content will be playing all this week, Just Dance 2023 is here. The newest edition of the incredibly popular franchise about dancing, and in my case, failing at horribly, returns. Although Lizzo's on this one and it's about damn time, but maybe I could pull off a killer Lizzo, I don't know. Oh, and I guess BTS is on this one or something. I hear they're all right. Also on the 22nd is Evil West. Travel to the American frontier, only this time with vampires. Live your wicka wow, wild west best life as a top secret agent who's on the job to hold the line between humanity and terror from the shadows. And hey, it even looks like there's a co-op mode, so, fun with friends? In this setting, it might be worth the price of admission alone, if I'm honest. Speaking of being honest, if I'm gonna be honest, it's a holiday week here at the office. People are leaving, everyone's kind of doing their thing. We've got stuff to wrap up, so this is gonna be the last news episode for the week. I'm gonna spend the rest of the week working on a video that has been in my head for 9 months, and as everyone's out of the office, I'm gonna take time for me to get this thing done and have it up for you on Saturday. I can't stop thinking about it, and I feel like it needs to happen this Saturday or it's not gonna happen at all. The reasons we'll be explaining when you watch the video, hopefully. And I am going to try my hardest to get that done, so thank you for your patience. News will be back after this Thanksgiving holiday break. And we'll see you all then. If you want to see Let's Play things, by all means, God of War will continue. We just recorded a bunch yesterday, so more to come with that. And I'll see y'all next Monday. Bye, everybody.